Welcome back, YouTubers, to my everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health awareness and sharing my life stories with Aspergers Syndrome, OCD, and the like, along with tips and advice for you all based on your public health or your general health in general, hopefully, if you need it, as well as maybe just some guidance and support along the way with my gentle messages to give you messages of hope, clarity, and understanding to where you're at maybe in your everyday life regardless. And also I do some other things on the side, be it some traveling vlogs you may have seen, or some other bits and pieces like the challenges or some fun and games. So if you're into some of these bits and pieces I'm sharing with you all right now as my brief introduction, smash the like button and also follow me through the social media sites, as well as if you want to be part of my YouTube family and want to know more, keep up to date, do subscribe and turn on the notification bell along so you know what Aspie's up to, obviously. Okay, it has been brought to my attention at this point of time, as I said so many times before, that I can't clearly stress it enough, even though there's a lot of wide variety of topics that I'm bringing out of this autism and all these other mental health issues that is coming into play. Some of them will take longer than others, but as I said, don't fret. Some of them will come into play, be it whatever I'm trying to do my research, and hopefully in saying that, if I don't get it done before the end of the year, some of it might have to be introduced next year, which it's fine because I'm trying to space out what I would like to try and bring onto my channel. So if you want to see any more of the topics of the Autism and series of whatever I haven't even clearly addressed before I begin this next piece, do put it in the comments below, so that hopefully maybe I can look into them and maybe do some research, or even if you just want some experiences of what those topics were that I haven't clearly addressed. Also, just let me know either by private messaging me through my Facebook page, Aspie Answers, or just if you're brave enough to just put it in the comments below as well. This will be much appreciated. So this one's about autism and Aspergers Syndrome, why getting a diagnosis, the reasoning behind it. I believe that there is a few reasons behind it, and I strongly advise myself that it is worth getting a diagnosis. I believe in that. Sometimes the reasoning behind it, though, so many people may have doubts in their head about where to go or how to go about getting a diagnosis, or how they may feel about getting the diagnosis afterwards, hearsay, on it. Some may also feel that regardless of the diagnosis that they give out, however, or have, some may find it an unhelpful label, sometimes because obviously after getting a diagnosis, some people will just put a label on it and just maybe play on it. Here's an example. I'm not saying that all people do, but some people I've seen do, and just want this, either the green card or sympathy card, shall we say, or what have you. But then with these labels, it can hinder certain people, especially like if after maybe getting a diagnosis with autism, many people may feel that it would have been a burden to them, or whatever it may be. However, or whatever it may be. But in this day and age, I believe that yes, it is important regardless of how we feel. So the reasonings behind why you should get a diagnosis is, number one, if you were in a schooling environment here, say, or even in a work environment, or you work like a classic example, if you were working in an office or somewhere that relies on you to have a routine or conduct structure, or whatever it may be, that hopefully the educational system or even the system that you work in, your employment force, will be able to help you accommodate your needs, as well as hopefully with these accommodation needs of what needs to be met, be it if you need to be in a quiet room setting to do work on your own, or another one is basically for some people that they may want to have a support person beside them to help them with their notes, because I remember back when I was in training in Polytech, I had a reader writer to help me through it all, to get through my day regardless of what it was. There's no shame in having some form of support from your family and friends, so that another two will be support from your family and friends as well. Basically, it will be great to know when you have the diagnosis, so then hopefully if your real true friends and family members will come on board, support you, and actually learn and learn more and understand more, basically by doing their homework. Another one is number 3 is by creating an awareness and understanding through it all for others to learn and educate themselves, which basically rolled into the one of what I just said before, support from family and friends. Also, another one is number 4 or 5 I'm up to, I can't remember what I'm up to, is your support networks on social media groups that you may be or may not be on. There is plenty on Facebook right now that has been created, especially in the groups I have been in, for people with Aspergers Syndrome and autism and the like, basically. But if you want, I'll try and find those links to some of them in the description below. I'll find some that I'm in that I'm actually forever grateful for. I'll try and find some that are New Zealand based as well as just the ones that are worldwide, because obviously, as I said before, I can't stress it enough that autism is still brand new, obviously, and saying that there is only limited resources and information that is stretched out at the moment here in New Zealand, sadly. But hopefully, once the ball's rolling, from some of us maybe who are autistic, that are willing to, create a form of support systems in place, regardless where we are in New Zealand, that hopefully we can either be an advocate or mentor to others around us, maybe. Number 6, you may be able to get some certain requirements or needs to be met here, so like maybe, I don't know. Another one is if you're heightened to loud noises and whatnot, you could probably have some noise cancelling headsets as a clear example here for these requirements. Some other requirements may require, as I said, maybe before when you're working with an employer or in a school, that you want to be left alone in a quieter room. There's no shame, like I said, no shame in that as well. Another one is basically, I think I'm up to number 7, I could be wrong, please forgive me, is you have that self-assurance and peace of mind. Once you get the diagnosis, you can hopefully not dwell on it, but work with your strengths that you have as well as your weaknesses, and hopefully in saying that you have that support network around you, be it family, friends, or people that you engage with on a daily through social networks on social media sites. Some autistics may work well just having support networks around them through Facebook and whatever I mentioned earlier. Another one is number 8, I think, is it will help you and others that you socialise with, basically interact with on the daily, to understand why you may experience some of the difficulties along the way or some limitations that you have, so that hopefully that they can just be there for you. Another one is this may help you from a previous medical misdiagnosis that you had here, say if it was a mental health thing, like you were diagnosed with schizophrenia, because as I said before, with autism, sometimes it can be masked under other diagnoses or what have you. This thing can be clearly addressed, and hopefully within saying that it can help you to just get on with your everyday life, because obviously having autism or Aspergers Syndrome isn't a burden. It may have its limitations and whatnot, how I look at it, but then we are known as having a lot of gifts along the way, and talents that's hidden. You may be able to help yourself to get the right or appropriate access to some services that are available out there, sort of thing. I'm not sure basically of some of the services here in New Zealand at this point of time that is in place for us people with autism, but I know other parts of the world that will have some healthcare services that they can go under, to get things done, as well as certain benefits. What I mean here is maybe not just granting on the everyday benefit that everybody's taxes is being paid for, but just other benefits in general, maybe. Last but not least, it will help everyone that you come into contact with, be it friends, family, teachers, wherever you are in your stage of life, require them to make, like I said, any unnecessarily reasonable adjustments for you, sort of thing. And I've noticed that back in the day when I was in, I think, high school, that sometimes I was, well, it's not just high school, but sometimes in politicals I found when I was keeping to myself, being that social introvert, you know, odd kind of person that they may think, or socially awkward person. I can't remember the term, but anyway, what I'm saying here is that just because that they thought I was the pet because I was in a different room to them, basically. I was, you know, bullied to a point that many people were wondering why the hell was she get given all these extra help or assistance or privileges than us, you know, she should be the same as us. But as time was rolling on, obviously, people were trying to become of acceptance of me, regardless of finding out, you know, later on about me and whatnot, you know, of who and what I am underneath this label. So, in all further ado, guys, basically this ends quickly of a short, brief overview of, you know, why it's important to get a diagnosis. Give me a like for thumbs up for support, comment below if I missed out anything, or feel free to comment in, like I said, in the discussion board of my comments down below about any help services that are available either in America, in the UK, or what have you. If I do miss out on anything, you know, also maybe just to, you know, write down as a comment, you know, to why it's important to you to get an autism diagnosis for anyone that I may have missed out, any key reasonings here, so that we can get this discussion board running. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Feel free to also turn on the notification bell if you haven't done so, along with subscribing to my channel if you want to be part of my YouTube family, as well as just journeying with me into what's to come on this channel. Not for there, guys, basically share these videos around as well. So, in order to do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon.